Did Job prove his faithfulness to God by his good works, a light in his community? Do we? Let's look at Job 29. Did Job wish for the months of old, when God watched over him and blessed him? And Job again took up his discourse and said, "Oh, that I were as in the months of old, as in the days when God watched over me, when his lamp shone upon my head, and by his light I walked through darkness, as I was in my prime, when the friendship of God was upon my tent, when the Almighty was yet with me, when my children were all around me, when my steps were washed with butter, and the rock poured out for me streams of oil." Did Job have honor and respect all around in his former life? When I went out to the city gate and took my seat in the town square, the young men saw me and withdrew, while older men stood to their feet. City officials stopped talking and covered their mouths with their hands. The noblemen's voices were hushed, and their tongues stuck to the roof of their mouths. Was Job known in the community for many good deeds? When people heard me speak, they blessed me. When people saw me, they approved me, because I delivered the poor who were crying for help, along with orphans who had no one to help them. Those who were about to die blessed me, and I made widows sing for joy. I put on righteousness like clothing. My just decisions were like a robe and a turban. I served as eyes for the blind and feet for the lame. I was a father to the needy. I diligently inquired into the case of those I didn't know. I broke the fangs of the wicked and made him drop the prey. Did Job at one time have confidence that he would lead a good life? Then I said, I shall die in my nest, and I shall multiply my days as the sand. My root was spread out by the waters, and the dew lay all night upon my branch. My glory was fresh in me, and my bow was renewed in my hand. Did people once listen and wait for Job's advice and comfort? To me they listened and waited, and kept silent for my counsel. After my words they didn't speak again, and my speech dropped on them. They waited for me as for the rain, and opened their mouth as for the late rain. I laughed with them, as they could not believe it, and the light of my face they did not cast down. I chose a way for them and sat as chief, and dwelt as their head among the troops, as one who comforted the mourners. Though we're not saved by good works, are we saved for good works? For by grace you've been saved through faith, and this is not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand, so that we would walk in them. Did Job prove his faithfulness to God by his good works, a light in his community? Do we? You decide.